Hello students, today we will learn about the chapter 2 of economics of class 9 NCERT. Name of the chapter is People as Resource. I have divided this chapter into two parts, part 1 and part 2. Let's start this chapter. People as Resource. It means the chapter People as Resource is an effort to explain population as a property. People as resource means people as an asset for the economic rather than a liability. What is meaning of asset here? Asset means property or which gives us future benefit. Or an asset is a something containing economic value. For example, here land, machines, all are known as asset. Here, what is meaning of liability? Simply, liability means loan. A liability is something a person or a company owns, usually a sum of money. Liability is any type of borrowing from people or person or banks for improving a business or a personal income that is payable during a short or a long time. Now, here human capital means it refers to the stock of skill and productivity knowledge embodied in the people. What is meaning of this sentence? Generally, human capital means it is a stock of skill, ability, expertise, education and knowledge involved in the people. It means population become a human capital when there is an investment made in the form of education and training and medical care. People. Working people means skilled, trained, educated people to whom productivity power of a country is developed. Simply, working people means skilled and productive people. It means people have the productive skill and ability. The product aspect emphasizes its ability to contribute to the creation of the gross national product. What is meaning of gross national product? The short form is known as GNP. Gross national product is an estimate of total value of all the final goods and services turned out in a given period of time of a country. What is meaning of final goods? I will explain in an example. We will buy a bread in a shop which is made by wheat flour, sugar, yeast, anything. Here the bread is known as final product. Why? Because it gives some economic value to us. So bread is known as final goods. Now human capital. Here I already told you that people as a resources. It means what? In this sentence, human capital, when human capital increase, production of a country increase. When production of a country increase, GNP of a country increase. This is the positive side of a large population. Population is a negative effect on the country. For example, here human capital, when the human capital is decreased, production of a country is also decreased, GNP of a country is also decreased, which cause the negative side of a large population. Next, educated and healthy human, we call it human capital formation. What is meaning of human capital formation? Human capital formation means it implies the development of ability and skill among the population of the country. That is known as capital formation. Here, human capital formation adds to the productivity power of the country, just like a physical capital formation. It means what? What is meaning of physical capital formation? Physical capital formation refers to all those inputs which are required for the further production like plant, machinery, factory, building, raw material, that all are known as physical capital formation. It means if the human capital is increased, then automatically the production of a country is increased. Then when production of a country is increased, GNP of a country is also increased. It means automatically in a country will be developed. Investment in human capital. It means the two major sources of human capital are investment in education and investment in health. What is meaning of investment in education and investment in health? It means if people will become trained and healthy, then their income will be high. This can be seen directly in the form of higher incomes earned because of a higher productivity of the more educated or the better trained person, as well as higher productivity of the healthier. This picture shows about the Japan, where Japan have invested more in human resources. This diagram about the Japan. How did Japan become a rich or developed? Here in Japan, natural resources are so limited, but the Japan gives more emphasis on human resources. Here human resources is more. Again, human resources is divided into two parts. One is depending people, another is working people. Depending people comes under the age group of below 15 years to above 65 years old, and working people comes above 15 years to 65 years old. It means here DP, it means depending people are totally depend upon the working people. Here Japan gives more emphasis on working people. It means HR is increase. HR means human resources. When human resources increase, productivity power or production of a country is increase. When production increase, GNP of a country increase. When GNP increase, economic growth also increase. When economic growth is increased, then automatically investment more in human resources. It means it creates a virtuous cycle of human development. Green revolution. What is meaning of green revolution? The green revolution is a set of resource technology which is occurring between the 1950 and the late 1960 that increase agricultural production worldwide. India Green Revolution is a dramatic example how the input of a greater knowledge in the form of improved production technologies can rapidly increase the productivity of scarce land resources. Now, what is meaning of IT revolution? Simply, IT revolution means information and technology development. It means computer knowledge. Information revolution was really important because it made information way easier to obtain and it made people way more knowledgeable. Our India gives more emphasis on IT sector. It is human capital. It means by training, one person be a doctor, teacher, engineer and tailor. इतना है. Human resources can make a use of land and capital, but the land and capital cannot become useful on its own. What is meaning of this one? Here, human beings are intelligent and more knowledgeable. They know how to use land and money, and we will get more profit. Here, human use land and capital, but land and capital cannot become useful on its own. Now, education adds to quality of labor. It means if a person be educated and trained, he know how to use his knowledge, he gain more and more profit. In this picture, there were two friends named Vilas and Sakal. Both are living in the same village named Simapur. Sakal was 12 years old and Vilas was 11 years old. Here, Sakal was educated and good, healthy and physically strong. But on the other hand, Vilas was uneducated and unhealthy. Here, Sakal no need to visit the doctor, but Vilas need to visit the doctor because he is suffering from arthritis. Now, the Sakal was educated, so he found a job in a private firm. And education makes a quality of labor. It means what? Productive and growth of economic is increased. But on the other hand, Vilas was uneducated and unskilled labor, which decrease the total productivity and economic growth. From this above story, we conclude that child with investment can lead to higher earning and greater contribution to the society. But on the other hand, uneducated and unskilled people creates poverty in the country. Child with investment can lead to higher earning and greater contribution to society. It means a child with investments made on her education and health can yield a high return in future in the form of higher earns and greater contribution to the society. And next, Uneducated people create a vicious cycle of disadvantaged state. What is meaning of vicious cycle? Vicious cycle means negative effect on the country. It means here economic growth decrease. It means poverty will be increase. This is the part 2 of the chapter People as Resource. Let's start with this chapter. Economic activities by men and women. What is meaning of economic activity? Simply, economic activity is an activity in which we earn income. It is an activity of providing, making, buying or selling commodities or services by people to satisfy day-to-day needs of life. Now, sectors of economic activities. Generally, there are three sectors of economic activities. One is primary sector, second is secondary sector, third one is tertiary sector. What is meaning of primary sector? In primary sector, goods are produced. It means primary sector includes agriculture, forestry, animal husbandry, fishing, poultry, and farming, mining. Now, secondary sector. In secondary sector, after producing, goods are manufactured through the industry is known as secondary sector. It includes manufacturing industries. Now, tertiary sector. In tertiary sector, totally depends upon both sector as like a primary sector and secondary sector. For example, trade, transport, communication, banking, education, health, insurance, all are included in the tertiary sector. Now, parts of economic activities. There are two parts of economic activity. One is market activity, another one is non-market activities. Now, what is meaning of market activities? When we work, we earn some money or we get some profit is known as market activities. For example, a person work in a factory, he gets some salary, and a fruit seller sell fruits, he gets some money. In supermarket, that all are included in the market activities. These activities involve remuneration to anyone who perform for pay or profit. Here government services is also included in the market activity. Now, non-market activities. When we work, we do not get any profit or money is known as non-market activity. For example, mother take care her children, expenditure on children by parents, farmer produced gains for his family, that all are including the non-market activities. It means simply non-market activities are the production for self-consumption. Now, education. Education helps an individual to make a better of the economic opportunities available. It means here skill. Skill means trained and experience helps an individual how to make a limited resources into a precious one. So education and skill are the major determinant of the earning of any individual in the market. Women in the past, it means in ancient time, women they are less educated and less skilled. So their income is also less. Most women work where job security is not there. So they were irregular in their job due to some reason like maternity cases, family problems, and social securities, etc. Modern women. Here the mans are equal to the women. It means now in our modern society, women are also educated and skilled. They also demands equal wages as compared to men. Now, quality of population. The quality of population depend upon the literacy rate, health of a person. Quality of population. The quality of population depends upon the literacy rate, health of a person. It means which is indicated by the life expectancy and skilled performance acquired by the people of the country. The life expectancy in India. In 1999, the life expectancy in India was 62.09 years, and in 2012 That one 67.55, but now it is increased to 69.73 years. Now education. Education provides a new aspiration and develop values of life. It contributes toward the growth of society. It enhances the national income, cultural richness, and increase the efficiency of governments. Education generates the job resulting increase in income in the families and the society as a whole, which leads to increase in national income. To carry forward our rich cultural education plays a vital role. It teaches as the past and shows the past path of future. Now, steps taken by the government. In first one, 5-year plans. In 5-year plan, the budget of our education is increased. There is an increase in the expenditure on education percentage from 0.64 percentage to 3 percentage in 2015 to 2016. Now, literacy is not only a right, it is also needed if the citizens are perform their duties and enjoy their rights properly. Now, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan is one of the government scheme. Here, a time boundary initiative by government towards providing elementary education to all children in the age group of 6 to 14 years by the year 2010. Now, midday meal scheme. In this scheme, the midday meal scheme has been implemented to encourage and attendance and retention of children and improve their nutritional status. Government plan also focus on distance education and conversions of formal and non-formal distance and IT education also. IT educational institution. Over the past 50 years, there has been a significant growth in the number of university and institution of higher learning is specialized area. India's literacy rate is at 74.04 percentage. It means here Kerala has achieved a literacy rate is 93.91 percentage, whereas Bihar is the least literacy state in India, which is 63.82 percentage. This graph shows the literacy rate of India in the year 1951 to 2011. In this graph, literacy rate in India is increased gradually. It means 1951 the literacy rate was 19%, but in 2011 it is increased to 73%. This is part 3 of the chapter People as Resource. Let's start with the chapter Health. The quality of population depends upon education and health. In previous part, we have already learnt about education. Now we start with health. Here, a farm always take the healthy person. It means the healthy person work efficiency is more and farm get maximum profit. But on the other hand, the unhealthy person work efficiency is less and farm get loss or minimum profit. It means what? Farm always takes healthy people as his employees because healthy people gives more profit and they are able to maximize his output to the overall growth of the organization. On the other hand, unhealthy people are unable to maximize his output due to his illness. So overall growth of organization is decreased. Indeed, health is an indispensable basis for realizing one's well-being. Henceforth, improvement in the health status of the population has been the priority of the country. Our national policy to aim at improving the accessibility of healthcare, family welfare and nutritional services with a special focus on the underprivileged segment of the population. There are many places in India which do not have even these basic facilities. There are only 381 medical colleges in the country and 301 dental colleges. Just 4 states like Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu have maximum number of medical colleges. Now unemployment. What is meaning of unemployment? People who are willing to work at the going wages but cannot find jobs is known as unemployment. In this example, Ram is willing to work in biscuit factory, cloth factory and Coca-Cola factory in the same ways, but he is unable to get the job. He is known as unemployed. In India, we find unemployment in both rural and urban area. In rural area, unemployment is two types. One is seasonal unemployment, another one is disguised unemployment. What is meaning of seasonal unemployment? People are not able to find jobs during some months of the year is known as seasonal unemployment. People who depends upon agriculture usually face such kind of problems. For example, during sowing, harvesting, weeding, threshing season, farmers are so busy. But in some certain months, they do not have much work in the agriculture field. So at that months, they are unemployed. That is known as seasonal unemployed. Now, disguised unemployment. What is meaning of disguised unemployment? Disguised unemployment refers to a state in which more people are engaged in work than are real needed. It means here extra people is known as disguised unemployment. In case of disguised unemployment, people appear to be employees, but really they are not, they are unemployed. Now we will learn disguised unemployment through an example. Here Raju is a farmer. His 8 family members are engaged in farm, but the work requires the services of the 5 members. But engage 8 members, mean 3 people are extra. The contribution made by the 3 extra people does not add to the contribution made by the 5 people. If 3 people are removed, the productivity of the field will not decline. Here, the 3 people is known as disguised unemployed. Now, urban unemployment. Urban unemployment is two types. One is educated unemployment, another one is industrial unemployment. What is meaning of educated unemployment? Educated unemployment refers to the unemployment among the educated people. It means many youth with matriculation, graduation and post-graduation degrees are not able to find job is known as educated unemployed. Now, industrial unemployment. It refers to the unemployment among the illiteracy who wishes to work in industrial but unable to get the job is known as industrial unemployment. Now, effects of unemployment. First one is increased economic overload. Second one is depressed economy. Third one is wastage of resources. What is meaning of increased economic overload? It means unemployed people depends more on working people, then pressure on working people is increased. It means economic overload is increased. Now, second point, depressed economy means increase in unemployment is an indicator of a depressed economy. It means when unemployment is increased, economic growth is decreased. Third one is wastage of resources. It means if people cannot be used as resource, they naturally appear as a liability to the economy, which I had already taught you in part 1. The longer the unemployment goes on, the more severe the health consequences with increased depression and other health issues and worsening over time. In addition to the obvious loss of income, unemployment workers were found to have lost friends and self-respect. Now, steps taken to remove unemployment by government. First one is population control. Second one is training for self-employment. Third one is scheme implemented by the government. Population control and second point training for self-employment. What is meaning of training for self-employment? It means providing the training for primary sectors like training for pisciculture, animal husbandry, etc. Now, schemes implemented by the government. It means IRDP, Jawahar Rozgar Yojana, Nehru Rozgar Yojana, that all schemes are introduced by government to remove unemployment in both rural and urban areas. Employment scenario in the three sectors. Here, some of the surplus labor in the agriculture has moved to either the secondary or the tertiary sector. In the secondary sector, small scale manufacturing is the most labor absorbing. In case of the tertiary sector, various new services are now appearing like biotechnology, information technology, and so on. Now, conclusions. We have seen how inputs like education and health helped in making people an asset for the economy. The chapter also discusses about the economic activities undertaken in the three sectors of the economy. We also study about the problems associated with the unemployment. By this, we have completed this chapter. Thank you for watching this video. We will meet in next